Welcome to Penny Stock Wealthy, where we cover all things concerning penny stocks, or those stocks that sell for $1 a share or less. We will show what to look for, what to avoid, and answer the questions who, what, when, where, and why. To do that, each video will cover just one company at a time. Those 5 questions will give you an insight as to who runs the company, what the company does, what important milestones or missteps occurred and when, where the company operates, and all you should or should not trade the particular stock will be answered. From time to time, I'll go back and update current events and information about a company that's already been presented. I'll do that if there is one sign or significant changes you need to know about that might make you change whether or not you should make a trade or not. I must make this disclosure first. The information in this video is for entertainment purposes and should not be taken as investment advice. Use what I give you as the start of your own research and consult a professional before investing in any company. I'm not a stock promoter, and my research is from information that is generally available to the public. One more thing before we get to the company to discuss today. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to enjoy. Here we go. Let's look at Asia Broadband Incorporated with the trading symbol of AABB. I pulled up the quote page of the stock on the website otcmarkets.com. The common stock shares at a price of 0.0281. On Friday, October 25th, 2024, there were 2,517,544 shares traded. During the past 52 weeks, the price is traded between 0.0131 a share and up to 0.0679 a share. Moving over to the disclosure page, we can pull up the latest financial reports. See where it says displaying 10 of 65 disclosures and news? If you wanted to see all 65, you could see that it goes back to an annual report for the year ended December 31st of 2013. For now, we won't need to look back that far in history. We will look at that a little later. For now, we can concentrate on the latest report for the quarter that ended June 30th of this year. At that time, there were 3.37 billion shares of stock outstanding and 3.1 billion just 6 months before. Why such an increase? That's an important question. I scrolled down to a section called Changes to the Number of Outstanding Shares for the 2 most recently completed fiscal years. Just looking at that first entry raises more questions. See, on February 22nd of 2022, 75 million shares were issued to White Castle Capital Corporation for debt conversion. Further down the list, I see White Castle Capital several more times for different amounts. More questions are in my head now. I checked financial statements several years back, from November 30th of 2020 to the latest one on April 10th, 2024, a total of 2,136 million shares have been issued to White Castle Capital for debt conversion. Here's what I found. On January 16, 2016, Asia Broadband received $311,000 from White Castle for a convertible note with interest at 8%. It was a way for Asia Broadband to get cash to run the company. At the request of White Castle, it was renegotiated and increased to $600,000 in 2020. The remaining debt stands at $434,472. That tidbit of information answers one question. but it makes me think of others. Clive Mendenhall is listed as an important contact at White Castle Capital Corporation. I couldn't find any information on either one. The list of officers, directors, and control persons for Asia Broadband is interesting. It shows William Snyder as owner of 229,142,900 common shares. He owns 6.8% of all the company's stock. Now, anyone who owns 5% or more of a public company has to file a form with the SEC disclosing how much over 5% they own. Since we already know that White Castle Capital owns over 2 billion shares of Asia Broadband, why isn't that being disclosed? To me, that's a major red flag. Let's keep going. Here's another question. The financial reports have not been audited by a certified public accountant, so you can either believe the numbers or not. Speaking of numbers, look at the value listed as gold bullion in assets. It's the same value 6 months apart. The gold bullion has been on the books at $30 million since the end of 2021. On that date, an ounce of gold was $1,828. Friday, October 25th, 2024, the price of gold was $2,742, or $900 more. So can someone tell me why the value of gold has stayed the same since 2021 on the balance sheet of Asia Broadband? The address for the company is 3753 Howard Hughes Parkway, Suite 200-738 in Las Vegas, Nevada. You'll see the building in a minute, but let me go ahead and tell you what you're looking at. It's a virtual rent office that can be rented as you need it. Sitting on $57 million in cash, one would think they could have a better office and could get an accountant to audit the books. Speaking of money, they are making it. In the latest 3-month statement, the company had net income of $835,000. That's quite a profit when revenues were only double that amount. So yes, they are profitable. They can afford a better office, and they can afford an accounting firm. Notice that I haven't mentioned at all what business they are in. You can't go by the name, since Asia Broadband was a business they were engaged in many years ago. At this point, it really doesn't matter. I've shown you some reasons why you don't want to invest in Asia Broadband. Too many questions that I can't find answers to. For now, I'll say put your money elsewhere. Asia Broadband is not where your money needs to be.